How's it going, everybody? All right, just getting set up here, making sure everything looks appropriate. I think it does. I guess I'll find out later if it doesn't. All right, so yeah, I'm making this video just to talk about 2020. This was a big year for me. If anything, it was a year uh, that just exploded. Really, um, I put there in the title or in the description that it was a year that helped me through a tough season. In 2020, we were going through a pandemic, so a lot going on, a little more time to gain, and boy, did I. But with that, I am going to put together the list of games that I played in 2020, and I kind of just want to sit down, finalize my list of games, and rank them. When I say finalize, I mean I want to rank them and finalize that ranked list of 2020 and the games that I played. Again, I do treat this as a big year for me, as a lot of gaming happened and a lot of great gaming, to be honest. But with that, here you can kind of see I'm doing this in backlog. I generally use IGN playlist, but I thought for this would be good to kind of start from scratch. Um, all right, with that, going too much into the weeds there. But let's see. Just want to make sure I have all the settings right. Virtual. Oh, what's studio mode mean? I don't know. All right. So I believe I'm streaming. I mean, I know I am. It says it's recording. But what I'm looking for here. What in the world can I see? Not that anybody's chatting right now, I'm sure. But I just want to see if there is a chat box. That I am aware of it, really. I guess another thing I can do is just open up YouTube, right? YouTube will show me if I have that going on. I'm going to do this, open up a new tab. Alright, so sorry for the detour. I'm just opening this in case I have anything going on. Oh gosh, now I can hear myself. Not great. Okay, there you go. I just got the chat popped up just in case. I don't want to be rude and miss anything. All right, but now let's get into it. Maybe I'll put a timestamp at this point. But all right, let's get into it. So, first game I'm adding is The Division 2. All right, what else did I play? Oh, this was a good one. I have a lot to say about this one. Spider-Man Remastered. Oh, did I spell any of that right? No. All right, Spider-Man Remastered. This was a fun one. So you could kind of already tell. 2020, again, the pandemic happened, but so did PS5. With that, I was looking for anything and everything to play, and that was Fall Guys. This was a fun one. All right, so I think I'll slow down here for a moment and maybe just kind of start ranking my games as I add them. I think that might be a more efficient approach at it. All right, so Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Played this one with some good old friends of mine, as I call them, the bros. We were having like an online bro night, a couple, I believe, with Division. But yeah, we played what seemed to be kind of like the main campaign of it. We didn't spend too much time in I think they were called like dark zones or dark areas. It was, again, a short-lived experience. We kind of just wanted to play through the main course of it. I think there was a couple of like final missions that we didn't finish overall, but I do consider that I kind of did the full experience here of the Division. So that was a good play. it was something that I to break in our console as well, because again, PS5s came out, so it was kind of like the first time we could all play together because we were all, playing on different platforms. So yeah, so that was fun. So yeah, we all played the Division 2 together. That was a fun experience. Spider-Man Remastered. This was a game that took me forever to get to because I didn't have a PS4. So once I got a PS5, this was definitely one of the games that was on my radar. They announced a remastered version, so I was like, perfect. It was just made just for me to play. And boy, did I play it! I experienced it, platinum it, ran through it all, and enjoyed every moment of it. This was fantastic. It hooked me right away. It hit the feelings. It definitely is gonna last. I remember it to today. Let's see, I have a little, in case you're wondering what I'm staring at, I have a little quick list of just kind of things to kind of remember or to help me remember certain points. The aspect, of course, was fantastic. The time, and it wasn't too long. I think that was fantastic. If I recall, it was a little less than 30 hours maybe. But yeah, this Spider-Man Remastered, the 3 games I have here, easily my favorite game of the 3. The last one here that I added was Fall Guys. Again, PS5 just came out. We were looking for anything and everything. This one in particular, I played more with my family. I played with my brother, my 2 sisters, brother-in-law. We would just get on occasionally and play. It was just a fun time. For anybody who plays Fall Guys, they absolutely know what it is. Kind of like the battle royale in a kind of game show format. This was fun, a lot of laughs. I did collect a couple of crowns. That was a good time. Saying all that, I do think I am going to put it over the Division. But of course, it's not going to pass Spider-Man because, again, I feel like that's the whole reason why I got the PS5 was with Spider-Man. So there you go. Starting off with 3. Next one was played on the Nintendo Switch. This one I played with. Oh no, not Minecraft. It was Mind. It was a Minecraft, but not that one. Let's see if I can spell it right. Oh my gosh. There you go. Minecraft Dungeons 2020. Okay. So yeah, so Minecraft Dungeons. I played this one with my girls, both my girls. We played it full co-op. Performance-wise on Nintendo Switch did not perform great. I do remember being pretty disappointed by that. And it was annoying as heck too. But we did get through it. Overall, I think we all enjoyed our experience with it. I say think because, maybe the girls were just, being like, sure, Dad. But no, I do think we did have fun. The performance, though, was a drag. I do remember running through the world, getting new equipment, kind of being in a little hub area. My youngest daughter chasing all the animals, the chickens, I recall. But yeah, good experience. Again, I think because of the performance issues, if I played this anywhere else, I think I would put it over the Division 2. But for this, I think I will keep it after the Division 2. But yeah, there is some sentimental value to it. It was my girl's first kind of dungeon crawler, and it was fun to kind of play that with them. Oh man, yeah. I think those last. I think the lasting effect that I had with it is going to put it over the Division. I feel like 10 years from now, I'm going to remember more of my experience with Minecraft Dungeon again because I played with my girls, and we played it all the way through with multiple sessions. I think I'm going to put that over the Division. Fall Guys, oh man, we had a good time. Those crowns felt so good. I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to go back on it again. I'll leave it there as number 3 for the meantime. All right, speaking of Nintendo Switch, I guess a lot of this kind of happened while I was waiting on the PlayStation to come out. This was Mario Bros. 35, for anybody remembered it. It was kind of like a short run on the NSO that Nintendo had for a while. This was a fun, interesting experience. I played enough where I at least won one time. Maybe try to go for back-to-back repeat on that. Yeah, because when I first picked it up, I was constantly getting one of the top like 5 or top 10 players. So I was like, maybe I can get a W. So yeah, I did. I won a round, so I would consider it complete and good enough for this list. But I think this is where it's gonna stay. I think this one's gonna fall behind. But I'm glad I enjoyed it. I'm glad that I got to experience the Super Mario Bros. 35, celebrating the 35 year anniversary. That was a fun one. Next game here. Again, I think this was a lot before the PlayStation 5 came out, but this was one of the JRPGs, Trials of Mana, and this was the remake? Mastered? Maybe? This was a fun one. It's my first of Mana game from the series. This was a good fun run. I only did one playthrough. My 3 characters, I think it was I defaulted to the thief, and I'm forgetting his name. And then I think my other 2 big party members were, I think her name was Erica, the mage, and then Reese as a guy. So I think them 3 were kind of like my big characters that I leaned on for that. But yeah, all right. So Trials of Mana. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was, but I did have a good experience with it. And you're gonna see probably a lot of this, or especially a lot of my other videos, JRPGs, do weigh pretty heavy on my heart, in a good way. I don't know why that kind of came out a little negative. But yeah, I do love me some JRPGs, so these are generally going to be higher on my list. Let's see. So yeah, over Mario, over the Division 2, oh man, the lasting part of Minecraft Dungeons is going to keep it, at least in conversations. I'm not going to say pretty high, because again, the performance issues did hurt. But lingering Fall Guys. I think this might be the place for it. Thinking. The music. Trials of Mana. Yeah, I think this might be the spot for it. Oh man, I'm kind of wavering, guys, on Fall Guys over Minecraft Dungeons, but alright, for the time being, I'll keep it as it is. Move on to the next game. Alright, so next game, this was Fortnite. I know for sure. This was probably after the PlayStation 5 came out. I played this a lot with my brother in particular. I never played Fortnite before this. But with that, brother got me into it. I think they had like a Star Wars thing going on. We did enjoy it. I played it strictly on the Switch 1. I just felt more comfortable there. Didn't want to put it on my PS5, I guess, at the time. But with that, Fortnite didn't sit too high for me, as I remember. I think I played enough to get 20 wins. That was my goal. I did buy the John Wick skin, had to get that. You know, right? I guess. Yeah, so that was a fun one. Fortnite. So I would put it over Super Mario 35. I would put it over Division. I do got to give it to it. They had a really good shooting experience. A very good, just online shooter experience overall. But I think that's where it will lie. I'll put it over the Division and Mario's. But yeah, it's not going to get too much higher than that. Next game here was recommended by my brother. Dusty AF, you're out there. Hello, shout out. Celeste. So he recommended this game for me. It did not disappoint. It was a good experience. I don't think it hit me the way it hit the critics or the general public, for that matter. I think this was rated very, very high, or I know it was rated very, very high. Unfortunately, it didn't hit that mark for me, but I did enjoy my time for it or with it. Granted, when I was playing it, there was a bet with my brother that I could beat it uh, with less deaths than he had. If I recall, I destroyed that and won that bet. I don't remember what the bet was for, but I do remember winning it. But yeah, overall, a good experience with this game. Definitely put it over Fortnite. Trials of Mana, yeah, I think that's a good spot for it to sit right now. Next, and I don't know particularly if this is the order I played these games. I don't think so, because I know Spider-Man again came out later. Fall Guys was probably later than when I played a lot of these games. But let's see, yeah, because if I recall, the PS5 came out later in the year. So yeah, so a lot of these, you're going to see a lot of Switch here. For instance, my friend Pedro, I picked this up on the Nintendo Switch, had a good time with it. It's like a 2D shoot 'em up, 2D side scroller, where, if I recall correctly, you play as a banana, right? Yeah, am I remembering that right? Yeah, I don't know. Man, yeah, well, I guess that's kind of tell you when it comes to lasting. Maybe it didn't last too long, but I do remember it kind of had like some like bullet hell to it. Some what is it called? I don't know what it's called exactly when time kind of like slows down and stuff. Bullet time? There you go, bullet time. You had some bullet time, but I do remember that. And yeah, you do some cool things. You're kind of like flying. Sorry, I kind of messed up the whole blur there. But yeah, I do remember enjoying it. Where would I put it though? Super Mario, over Super Mario 35 sounds good. Would I put it over the Division? I did play it with the boys, but again, the Division just didn't stick out to me. I would say my friend Pedro stood out a little more than that. Fortnite, getting those dubs did feel good, especially with my John Wick skin. Remember, I had him doing T poses and stuff. I guess not T poses, like actual T pose. Celeste, my friend Pedro. Am I putting over Fortnite? No, I'm not going to put it over Fortnite. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't put it over Celeste. Okay, yep, that's a good spot for it. All right, so now getting back to my PS5 experience. We had... Oh, nope, sorry. Oh, I said that completely wrong, guys. Sorry, I'm jumping the order here that I have. I think the next thing I was playing was Xenoblade. So I'm sure I was playing this while I was playing a lot of other games because it was so long. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yeah, so another RPG on my list. This was a very long game, I do remember. I think it was more the story and, of course, the characters that kind of hooked me in. I do remember the story having some emotional beats to it. I'm not going to spoil anything here. But yeah, I do remember it tugging at my emotions, whether it was positive, negative, or sad. So yeah, so that was good. I do remember it had like the gotcha mechanics when it came to getting more of the, I want to call them different, called Titans. Sorry, I'm thinking about Attack on Titan. Just finished that, and it was great. Dang, I forgot what the what were they called? Like the spirits? Dang, yeah, I don't remember what they were called, but yeah, I remember there was gotcha mechanics, so you get like different ones. And I remember going pretty deep into that because I had a lot of them. But yeah, no, this was a great game, great experience. Probably digging a little too far into it. It was a little too long for my taste. The tutorials, I remember tutorials throughout the entire game, which for the most part was actually fine. I did not mind it. If anything, I needed refreshers midway and towards the end of the game to make sure I was still playing it right. But yeah, so this was, again, a good experience, very memorable. Actually, my two first figures that I bought for my collection were Pyra and Mithra. So this game does have that connected to it. And then some extra excitement when they came into Smash Bros. Ultimate. That was one of my mains. But yeah, so yeah, definitely over Fortnite, over Celeste, getting into the top 10 territory here. I would put it over Trials of Mana. Minecraft Dungeons. Oh, that experience with the girls is gonna keep this one in contention. But yeah, I think performance was bad. Is this? No, it's gonna go over. It's gonna go over. It's just, again, the experience. The story of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is just something I'm gonna remember for a good minute. Yeah, definitely gonna put it over Fall Guys. Yeah, so yeah, it's not gonna touch Spider-Man, but yeah, I think this is a good spot for it. Finally getting some shake up here in my top. Next thing, I honestly don't remember getting too much Xbox in there, but here you go. Halo 5. Ran this again with my brother. Another shout out, Dusty. Halo 5. So I know there was so much about this game. A lot of mixed emotions. I do remember it looking great. For the most part, it did feel like a Halo game. I remember there was like sprinting. It looked a little more Call of Duty than Halo of, the original 3 and Reach. But all in all, I remember enjoying this experience. I think I gave this game like a solid B grade. We did that full co-op. That was fun. I do remember, I think there was even characters from ODST that kind of popped in there. But let's see where it landed. Halo 5, I'll put that over Division, over my friend Pedro. This is where you're starting to slow down here. Halo 5 over Fortnite. I don't know if I can do all that now. Again, those dubs did feel good. I didn't play. I think we did play a little bit online, or maybe I just did that on my own. Okay, I'm gonna put it over Fortnite again. I'm just not a big live service or multiplayer game guy, especially during this time, 2020. I was just locked into my solo player experiences. I think I will put it over Celeste. I know some might not agree with that, but that's just kind of where it's falling right now. Trials of Mana. I think that's where it's gonna stand. I can't put it over Trials of Mana. Didn't hit that top 5, but all right, that's where that's sitting. This one was a surprise hit for me. Again, another JRPG. This was definitely on PS5 Pro. I got to. I think it had some type of patch update for it. This was the Royal Edition, so make sure I'm getting it right. I think there was some type of PS5. If not, it just ran significantly better on the PS5. So I do remember that. I did try picking this up maybe in 2018, closer to its original launch. Maybe before that on the Xbox One. Didn't get too far. I think I played maybe 10, 15 hours during those runs. But this time around, played it all the way through in 2020. Really liked it, knocked the story. It got me. If you played it, the ending got me emotional, made me think about my boys, and how we would all fight to the end, given we were in that same situation. But yeah, no, really enjoyed my time. Again, it's JRPG. I'm going to lean heavy on these. And this one in particular, I really did enjoy it. So it's going to easily fly up a lot of this. I'm going to sit it right here. Yeah, definitely going to put it over Trials of Mana, over Minecraft Dungeons, Fall Guys, and yeah, Xenoblade. It's going to pass that up. It's not going to pass over Spider-Man, but there it is, sitting in my top 2. All right. PS5. Oh, yeah. You got one. I don't know how you did not turn this on. But yeah, Astro Playroom. Astro's Playroom. Okay, I was missing the S. All right, yeah, Astro's Playroom. This was fantastic. This was technically a tech demo. I'm treating it like a game. It was a great experience. It was free. It came with all the PS5s. Um, one of the greatest, packaged in games of all time. I don't know if there's any arguing that. If you haven't played it, go load it up. It's free. You got it. Astro's Playroom. Again, I really enjoyed this. So, yeah, it's definitely going to fly up here. Yeah, Planet Over Trials. Yeah, I'm going to put it over Minecraft Dungeons. My girls, they, for maybe a year, if not more, I think, honestly, all the way into Astro's standalone game, I think they would go back to this, especially when they're young. They should go back and play this. So she really liked it. So yeah, so with all that, I think I'm gonna put it there. I do remember it got me really into the DualSense controller to show all the functions of it. Of course, like everybody else, I didn't enjoy the blowing into my controller too much. But other than that, I do remember kind of cringing when my daughters did that. So I'm sick. Blowing into at the time my only controllers. But yeah, no, Astro's Playroom does have a very fond. I do have very fond memories of this. So yeah, so not surprised that it's sitting here in the top. I do think this is where it will lay. Yeah, Again, Xenoblade Chronicles, the story, the characters, that all hit very, very well. Gameplay may not have been perfect for my liking. It kind of felt like a single player MMO. But again, I know, talking about Playroom right now. So yeah, so I think that's a good spot for it. What do I got next on deck? Coming down to the end, looks like I'm on my last top 5 games here. This one's another one I ran with my brother. This was our last hurrah, I want to say, on the Xbox Ones. And this was Borderlands. Ooh, I think it had to be. I'm just going to put the original. It may have been the Game of the Year, but for our purposes, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Borderlands 2. I do remember us enjoying this. Slightly long in the tooth, but of course considered widely as one of the best in the franchise, if not the best. Yeah. What was the villain's name? I know Jack. But yeah, oh man, yeah, he had us laughing the entire time. Anytime he was talking, we muted ourselves just to kind of hear what he had to say. But yeah, no, this was a great experience. I'm going to put it over Halo 5. I don't think even my brother would argue that. Borderlands 2, I will put it over Trials of Mana. Oof. Now we're getting between a good game and a good experience. Okay, because I ran with my brother, I remember us chasing the loot boxes. Did we ever win a jackpot, Des? Or, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it over Minecraft Dungeons. Fall Guys. Ooh, it's getting tight, but I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it there at gonna sit there in my top 5. I just feel like Raptor would beat it. My brother was just so anxious to go do anything else. I feel like that kind of deters or kind of pulls back my feeling of it. I feel like we could have pushed it a little bit longer, but he was done. I think we were I think I was tempted to kind of play some of the DLC. But yeah, I think that's where it stopped. Ooh. This is tight right here. Astro's Playroom again. Just Tag Demo was great. So yeah, so I think this is where it will lie for now. All right, next one to go along with Spider-Man Remastered was Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm sure I didn't get. Maybe I did. I think I did get the Ultimate Edition. There's the launch edition. I don't remember. For sure it was a launch edition. A launch game. don't think it mattered because I got it digitally anyway. But yes, Miles Morales. This was fantastic. It was a little short, but I enjoyed my time swinging around the city as Miles Morales. Shoot, I don't think I got anything bad to say about this game. It was fantastic. Um, like the remastered, kind of had all the full bells and whistles of the PS5 and the DualSense controller. Yeah, so it's kind of hard not to put it next to Spider-Man Remaster itself. But because it was a smaller experience and it wasn't my first experience, it was a second experience actually within the same year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played both of these within the 2 months of the launch window of 2020 for the PS5. Yeah, it's gonna go over Master's Playroom. Oh man, will I put it over Xenoblade? What makes it hard again is because it wasn't my first Spider-Man experience, and it was like back to back with Spider-Man Remastered. But I do think I'm not going to put it over Final Fantasy 15 because again, that game more or less just surprised me and how much I enjoyed it coming back to it years later with its Royal Edition and higher frame rates and a little better resolution and all that. Funny fact, on Final Fantasy 15, in the Royal Edition in particular, I didn't know I could play as other party members. The entire game, I still played as Nexus as it kind of launched. That's how it was when it launched. So it actually, I could have enjoyed it even more if I remembered I could have played as other characters. Maybe a good reason to go back to it one of these days. But I do think because Final Fantasy 15 was more of an original experience for me at that time, I am going to keep it there at my 2. But yeah, Miles Morales flew up the rankings pretty quick there. All right, so my last 3 games. Ooh, this one. Actually, all 3 of these are going to be pretty big. Pokemon. I know. Pokemon. Is it not going to... no. How do I put that E? Is it not going to recognize it? How about I just put sword? There you go. Perfect. All right, so this one, it came out in 2019, but I finished it early in the year 2022. If not, maybe like later, like maybe in the springtime. I took my time with this game. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Pokemon games, maybe a little less so now, but back in 2020, they did hook me very, very much. And of course, the feelings there introduced me to my new favorite Pokemon. It finally took the crown from Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard, and that being Scorbunny, Raboot, and Cinderace. It's interesting. At the time, they didn't take the ranking. It was actually Pokemon Unite, but that's for a different video that made Cinderace my favorite. But this is where he was introduced, so again, he gets points for that. But again, I spent a lot of time with Pokemon Sword. I know not the best game of 2020 by any means, but one of my top games for sure for 2020. So with that, it's going to fly up pretty quick here. There's not going to be any thought exercises or much thought exercises to be had here. It's going straight up here. I'm putting it over Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And another thing, this was like kind of like my first modern Pokemon experience in a long time. I think before this, I played Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. But again, that was kind of more of like a remake, and they added like the Go mechanics of that. So again, this was kind of a return to form for me, and boy, did it hit. Again, because Miles Morales wasn't my original experience with Spider-Man Remastered was, I think I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna put Pokemon Sword here. Oh, now over Final Fantasy 15. This is where it gets tough. I really did enjoy my time with Pokemon Sword. Okay. Because of the emotional beats, like I mentioned with Final Fantasy 15, particularly the ending. If you don't know, you gotta know. Um, the ending, yeah, it just hit me so hard. I don't think I'm ever gonna forget that. So I think that's gonna be my tiebreaker, and I'm gonna keep it with Final Fantasy 15 at 2, and then Pokemon Sword at 3. All right. Next is another Switch 1 game of mine, and that is Fire Emblem Three Houses. Again, it came out in 2019, and actually during launch, I had no interest in this. My friends, hell, even my daughter, um, were pretty excited about this game. My brother let me borrow this game from his Switch collection. Um, with that, it got my daughter hooked, where she bought it on her own Switch, and that's kind of like how I continue to play it. And funny thing on top of that, between all my friends and my daughter, I was actually the only one to actually roll credits on it. Um, and this game, Fire Emblem, oof, it hits an itch I didn't even know I had. Uh, it reintroduced me into tactical games. Again, it's JRPG, so it's going to weigh a little more. But yeah, it brought me back into the whole battle grids, the tactics, the thought, the strategy behind all of that. Picking my houses, meeting the characters, recruiting characters from other schools, or sorry, from other classes. Um, oh God, yeah, I absolutely love this game. If I make any future videos, I'm sure it's going to come up just about how much I really loved Fire Emblem. I went with the Black Eagles, of course, and if you know, it branches into two separate stories. I went with the Anal Guard version of that story, which is really cool because again, I didn't know that going in. I knew there was 3 different endings at least. I didn't know there was 4, and it was really cool because as I was playing it, I remember my daughter coming in and being like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "Why is Anal Guard still on your team?" And it's because I was actually in a different storyline than she chose. She chose to go with the church. So it was really cool when we both figured that out. We're like mind blown. Oh man. But yeah, Fire Emblem, Three Houses. This game is special to me. Um, yeah, I'm about to show you how special of a game this was for me. It's gonna fly up real quick. It's gonna just break into the top 5, no question, over over Miles Morales. Again, this was a first time experience for me. Yeah, it was actually my first Fire Emblem game ever as well. Um, and not to spoil anything, but it not only was my first Fire Emblem game, but it actually became my favorite series as an adult. Till today, 5 years later, I'm very excited for Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. So this game introduced me not only to my love for tactical games, but into Fire Emblem. That is currently on my Mount Rushmore. It is, I would dare say, my just my favorite series going on right now. And yes, that is with me playing Engage. And I've actually gone, since playing Three Houses, I've gone back and played multiple Fire Emblem games, the 2Ds on the GBAs. Looking forward to kind of jumping into Awakenings. Okay, I'm going too much into this. But yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses, special game to me. With all that said, I don't think it's any question. It's over Pokemon Sword. It's over Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. And yeah, it finally topped Spider-Man Remastered. Fire Emblem Three Houses was just beyond special for me. Still is. I actually just went back like a few months ago. I think it was during like the Christmas sales. I even just bought me a physical copy of Fire Emblem Three Houses. So in the house, we actually have 2 copies of it. Yeah, I absolutely love this game. I still want to go back and play at least another route in New Game Plus, the Golden Deer in particular, because I didn't get to play with Hilda, and I know that's also another fan favorite. And actually, the Golden Deers was the original house I was going to choose, but in the moment, with everything on me, or with the pressure of actually playing the game, I went with Eagles. Oh, yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Chef's kiss. All right, so the last game I played in 2020, because I know this video is running a little long, so I'll probably end it here after I add this game, and that is Breath of the Wild. Cue the music. Oh, I understand everybody absolutely loves this game. I too enjoyed my time with the game. So by no surprise, it's gonna fly up my rankings here pretty quickly. Sorry, I went full screen. I don't know if it changed anything there. Hopefully it still looks all right. I went back to the version that I had it on, or the size that I had it on. So again, yeah, Fire Emblem is coming, believe it or not, it's getting close. So The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I understand it's an all-timer. I get it. Unfortunately, it didn't hit that high for me. I played it. I enjoyed my time. I think I spent at least 60 hours in it. I went ahead and I completed it. I didn't chase everything. I don't think you can. And I'm sure folks out there did. If you did, let me know that you collect every one of those seeds. But yeah, for me, the weapons breaking, that wasn't a huge deal for me. I thought that was kind of cool. It made me kind of do different things. I generally like to play with different items and different things. I like to change up my builds quite often, especially my JRPGs. So again, that wasn't a big factor for me. I think for me it was just kind of the openness. Maybe it was a little too open for me. There wasn't a lot of voice acting that I could remember. I think that's a Nintendo problem. But yeah, that did take away from me. But regardless, it didn't hit that top tier, greatest of all time tier for me, and with that, it's going to kind of reflect that in my list here. So bear with me. But yeah, so Breath of the Wild. Shoot, I'm already doing some mind gymnastics here with Astro's Playroom. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it over Astro's Playroom, but yeah, I think that is where it's going to lie. I'm not going to put it over Xenoblade 2, because again, the story of Xenoblade 2, I remember more. Not that there was much in Breath of the Wild now that I think about it. Which, again, my problem. Or one of my problems. But yeah, I think that's where it will lie, as number 7. So yeah, so that's all the games I played in 2020. This is my list. This is my first video that I just kind of want to put out there. Just wanted to talk to you. If anybody's coming back and rewatching this at a later time than February 10 of 2026, give me a shout out, leave me a comment. I'd love to see that. But yeah, here's my list. Let's just do a quick rundown, see if I change anything last minute. So yeah, so number 1 will be Fire Emblem Three Houses. Again, special game to me. Can't get it enough love. Spider-Man Remastered, absolutely love that game. It's up there with Fire Emblem Three Houses. Maybe not my Mount Rushmore. Yeah, don't think so. But it is up there. Final Fantasy 15, the Royal Edition in particular, because again, it had a couple of enhancements from the launch version. Again, I had a very good experience. I do have some qualms about its combat. It did feel unfinished and unpolished, even in the Royal Edition. And again, I didn't know I could switch to other characters. Whoops. But again, it was great. I enjoyed my experience with it a lot. The story is going to stick with me. Another cool thing about this that I didn't mention before, my brother actually made a 3D figure of the Ifrit iteration from this game. That was really cool. And then my friends, shout out to Hunter and Amanda, they helped Dustin, or my brother, paint said figure. And then with that, also shout out to Afronamic Marcellus as well, who bought me a really nice case for it that I do have posted up in my loft, my game room, which hopefully one day I'm doing these videos in there. Right now I just don't have the setup up there. But yeah, man, I went too much into that. That's why Final Fantasy 15 is so high for me. Number 4, Pokemon Sword. 5, rounding out my top 5, Spider-Man. Spider-Man Miles Morales. 6, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. 7, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. 8, Astro's Playroom, followed by Borderlands 2. Closing out my top 10, Fall Guys. 11, Minecraft Dungeons. It's higher than it probably should, but again, that's because I played with my daughters and it's special for me. That was the first game that we played together. It was great, all the way through. And the first difficult. I lied. I'm about to move it up. You know what? I am. There you go. Top 10. It's in my top 10 for 2020. Fall Guys now number 11. Trials of Mana. Halo 5. Celeste. Fortnite closing out the top 15. And then to end the list, my friend Pedro, The Division 2, and Super Mario's 35. Ah, man. So yeah, that's my 2020. I feel like this year, this was probably, looking back, one of my favorite gaming years of all time, if not the top gaming year that I could recall. Getting that PS5 was just so special. Also playing a ton on my Nintendo Switch at that time, as you could tell based on the list. I'm going to stop rambling now. I hope if you came back and watched this, or you're watching this at any point, 1, thank you for your time. 2, I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like. Again, comments. I would love to see any comments, any thoughts, and any of the thoughts I had over any of the games I shared here. Am I crazy? Did anybody else fall in love with Three Houses like I did? I was like, yeah, one of these days I want to go back and make a top games of 2019 that I played. And spoiler alert, I would be hard pressed if any game topped Fire Emblem Three Houses. But with that, before I start going more and more into Three Houses, thank you again for your time. Hope you enjoyed it. That's my stream. That's my video. That's it. Thank you, everybody.